right, we're recording. So we're gonna start right now. And oh, Paul, you got on camera. It's working. Woo woo. Nice. So what we're gonna start by doing is that everyone's gonna take a moment and they're going to say what their name is, and then they're also going to share a favorite fact about themselves or something that they've been enjoying doing, like a hobby, because I know a lot of us have been picking up new fun skills or hobbies with the quarantine. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to start. My name is Ashley Papura. I am the Independent Living Specialist here at IVCIL. And a little something about me is I have 2 kitties, and I started doing paint by numbers in the quarantine. So that's been a lot of fun for me. I made this beautiful tree, so pretty. So I can even show that in a little bit if that's something that you would like to see. And next, we'll do Marie. Marie is my coworker, and she's never met you guys. So this is a great time for her to introduce herself.
Hello, everybody. I'm Marie, and I'm the Community Transition Coordinator at IVCIL.
And what does that mean, Marie, for those of us who don't know?
Okay, so what I do is I help persons with disabilities transition out of the nursing home and back into the community. And so I've really enjoyed learning, about the community transition program. And I like working here at IVCIL. My coworkers are awesome. So it's been a lot of fun. I have 2 kids that keep me rather busy. They're 18 and 16. And then we just adopted a puppy. And his name is Kane, and he's a mini golden doodle. And if Ashley tells me how to share my screen, I will share it so you guys can see him. But so that's been my big hobby right now, has been my mini golden doodle, and he's 3 months old. So it's been a lot of fun.
He's real cute. She has brought him to the office a couple times just for a quick visit. So cute.
Yeah, he loves people. He loves visiting. He loves playing. So if you guys got to meet him, he would just lick your face like you wouldn't believe. He loves to give puppy kisses. So he's a good boy, and he is rather cute. I have to agree with Ashley. He's just adorable.
Oh, you've got a picture of him on your file cabinet. You could show.
Oh, yes, I do.
You do?
Here. I have, wait, no, see, I'm not good with this. Okay. Let's switch there's the, oh, that's a terrible, here, let's see, let's go like this maybe. Can you see that? There he is.
Oh, he's so cute. Kane.
And then here's one more I have. So let's pull it up because it's my mouse pad too. Here he is right here.
Oh, so cute. What a cute puppy.
He really is a cute puppy, isn't he?
He is.
So, he's a good boy. So knock on wood, he is hopefully potty trained. We haven't had an accident in a little over 2 weeks. So this is good. It's been good. But he is just a ball of energy, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Melissa, tell everyone your name. And
my name is Melissa Jean Lathrop.
Jean, I didn't know that was your middle name.
That's my grandma's name.
I love it.
Oh,
yay!
And what have you been up to?
I've been doing this little monster at Annie's Little Pots.
Let's see. Oh, cool. I love it.
It's a Halloween decoration for fall.
I love that.
That is awesome.
Yeah, you did a nice job.
I painted it there.
Oh, cool. Where is that at, Annie Little Pots?
In Princeton.
It's in Princeton, okay. Oh, that'd be fun. We should do that, Ashley.
You know, it's been on my list. I would love
Yeah.
to do that with the group.
Oh my God, it'd
If
be
we can go anywhere.
Lot of fun.
I know. After we get back to being able to do some in-person fun things,
Mhm.
maybe.
Sign me up. I'm going.
Thank you for sharing, Melissa. Liz.
No problem, Ashley. Ah!
What are you up to these days, Liz?
Well, when we're quarantined, I bought myself a big Lego set.
Oh,
Of a-
cool.
What kind?
It was a rocket.
Oh, that's
Neat.
so cool.
Yeah. I love
And,
Legos.
And I did 2 diamond arts.
Ooh, awesome.
Love it.
That's
Oh.
wonderful.
Oh, there's a puzzle over there I haven't done yet, but
That'll be
Okay.
on your list.
yeah.
Nice.
Puzzles are fun too. They give us stuff to do, don't they? Sometimes they're hard. They're really, really hard.
Uh-huh.
Hard finding them
I do-
pieces.
Lego sets. That's
Yeah. When my kids were small, they loved Legos, and I think I liked playing with them more. They're so much fun to put together.
I love that.
Yeah.
Paul, what are you up to these days?
Not much. I've been stopped reading books and doing stuff, but I haven't really been able to do much because everything's closed. Well, not closed, you're like restricted.
That's pretty cool.
I see a dog on your lap, Paul.
What's your
Let's-
dog's name, Paul?
Henry.
What's its name?
Henry.
Henry. Is it a Dachshund?
Yes, it is.
Oh, he's
Little hot
cute.
dog.
Oh,
Hmm.
I love that.
Aw,
Awesome.
fun. Look it.
Now, Jordan and Julie, we've got you on the phone.
Oh, it's just me.
It's just you, Jordan. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So introduce yourself and tell us something you've been doing to stay busy lately or have fun with lately.
Okay. My name's Jordan Hune,
Okay.
and what I've been doing in quarantine has been watching TV.
TV.
Nice.
Yeah.
What have you been watching?
Well, I like to watch Blackhawks, but they're not playing right now. But the Cubs, I've been watching the Cubs.
Nice. You know that's where Marie's dog gets his name, right? Kane?
Yep.
Like Patrick Kane?
Yep.
Oh.
Here we
Oh.
like hockey too, so we love the Blackhawks. So
Me too.
yep. So our puppy's name is Kane. It was very fitting after Patrick Kane.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you want to hear his full
Okay.
name?
No.
It's
What is it?
Kane. It's Kane, Letty, Potato, Patrick.
Potato.
Oh.
Isn't that fabulous?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
That's his name.
Awesome.
Wow.
Oh, too funny.
Okay. I'm trying to get it to work, this picture. It froze. I was going to show you the painting I did, but maybe
Oh,
later.
yeah, you'll have to show us.
It looks pretty cool. Let's see.
I can't wait to see it. Very nice. I used to do those like hook potatoes, geez, those hook pillows, where you take like yarn and you just kind of pull it through. They were a lot of fun. Very, kind of more, it's pretty easy to do. You don't really have to have any experience. You just kind of hook it through and then it knots. So they're kind of neat.
Oh,
Talking
here it
about
is.
glass hook? Is that what you're talking about?
That's what I painted.
Oh my gosh, that's fabulous.
wow, it's so pretty, Ashley.
Thank you. It
Yeah.
took me a really long time, but I really liked it.
Oh my
Uh-huh.
God, it's gorgeous.
I didn't even know I could do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to start our lesson. So raise your actual hand, or if you're on the phone, just tell us out loud. Who in your house does the grocery shopping?
Mm,
Is it you?
um,
Some-
my mom.
My mom and my dad do.
Okay.
I do too.
You go along
mom-
too?
Go to help.
Oh,
You go and help?
sometimes.
Especially if we like have heavy stuff or we just trying to figure out meals, you know.
Okay. I'm the grocery shopper in our house. How about you, Paul? Do you come with, or do you help out with that?
Mainly they did. I used to help out until like the COVID stuff hit, because I'm not really a fan of.
Oh, see.
things.
Okay.
I'm not really a
That
fan of
makes
like the
sense.
mask. I'm not really a fan of the COVID mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like a lot of those places require them, so like usually I go. I usually goes after work or something, but like if he's going on a weekend, this time I don't go anymore because as long as the mask and all that stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a mask thing. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind like the distancing thing, because I actually like don't like being overcrowded at those places, and this was them. Like a
Yeah.
place like Walmart, and this would have helped.
You were telling me for you it's tricky to wear masks. It's hard. It's too many sensations.
Yeah, it is
Or,
hard.
like some of them like I don't know, I can't, I feel like
Oops.
they do that well.
Yeah. Everyone can do something a little bit different. So now, if you are not able to grocery shop in person right now, a good accommodation that you can ask for is that you can actually either do it online and buy your groceries, like Walmart.com. You can select what you would like, and they'll put it in your trunk.
Mhm.
And a lot of the local grocery stores, like Illinois Valley Foods, Sullivan's, there are in Ottawa, we have Handy Foods. A lot of those smaller grocery stores or Hy-Vee, you can actually call them up and you can tell them what you want, and they'll either bring it out to your car or they'll bring it right outside the door. That way you can do it. So for those of us that can't wear masks, or who could only wear them for a really small amount of time, because that is common with some people, then that's a good solution. That, that way you can still get what you need, but that way you can also follow the guidelines. So now, before you go grocery shopping, before you even make your list, you got a meal plan. So who knows what meal planning is? What do I mean when I say that?
A meal plan is what you make and budget your own meal, and you cook it like when you're cooking your scrambled eggs.
That's
Or
okay. There was something else you were going to say. Sorry, I cut you off. What were you saying, Melissa?
I was saying scrambled eggs, and I was saying pasta sauces like meat sauce, spaghetti or mascarpone or whatever,
Yeah.
rotini.
Ooh.
You got a lot of good options.
Yeah.
So before you go grocery shopping, for some people, I will say this. Remember when we were doing our laundry lesson and every person did it a little bit different? Grocery shopping and meal planning is kind of like that too.
It is.
But I did a lot of research and looked a lot of things up, and I combined what I know to do and what other people suggest doing, and that's what I kind of did when I made this class. So these are suggestions. I'm not saying you have to do it this way. This is just a way of, these are some ideas. So I think it's a good idea for most people to plan out what they're going to cook or have for dinner for about a week. That way you don't have to go to the grocery store every single day. Okay? And what do you do? Well, first thing, you got to plan what you want to eat this week. And you got to plan what you're going to cook. You got to plan what you're going to have for breakfast, even if you're not cooking it. Maybe it's something simple like cereal. But you really want to think about everything that you're going to eat over the span of a week. So, and that's also got to include your fruits and your veggies, right?
Right.
Right. So who has a way that they like to organize this? For me, I like to use, in my phone, there's an app called Notes. So that's what I use. I use Notes. I'm showing you. It looks like this. It's got
Wow.
check boxes.
Well, I don't actually.
You don't do that. Okay, and that's okay. That for me, I like doing it that way. A lot of people do it pen and paper. That's probably the most common.
Yeah, that's what we're have. I was gonna show you if I can.
Yeah.
Like, there's our shopping list.
Nice. So you have a list, and that's a good thing. That's the nice thing about having a list, is that you actually really want to do it and have it before you go grocery shopping, not even just right before, because a couple days ahead you may think, oh, we also need batteries. Our smoke detector is out of batteries, or something else you might need for the house. As you think of things, you're going to want to write it down. Or
That's mostly what that list is. It's like we need this, write it down.
that's right. You want to, or if you're like getting a hankering for something, if you got a taste for something, oh, you know what I'd really like? I could really use some coffee creamer. I feel like having some sweet coffee, or I really feel like having some apples this week. Okay, write it down. That way you can remember to get it. Because sometimes when you're in the grocery store, they got all those special items and they've got all that stuff. Oh, it's so easy to just be like, oh, I said apples. I'm going to get caramel dip. Oh, now I'm going to get cookies. Okay, now I'm going to get other things. And it's like, that's too much.
It gets me every time.
Right? It's easy to fall into that, right?
It is.
So when you're first thinking about meal planning and what you want to cook for the week, you have to think about the foods that you can and can't eat. So if you, and I'm not just talking about, oh, I don't want to eat any bread because I want to like lose 10 pounds this week. No, that's not how diets work. And it just doesn't really work that way. But what we're talking about is like, Marie, you're a great example of that. You can't eat anything with milk in it, and you can't eat anything with gluten in it. It would hurt your belly.
Yep.
Yeah. So for you, you know that you've got to pick out foods that are going to make you feel good, because it doesn't work if you're not feeling good.
Yep.
And that's true if someone is diabetic or pre-diabetic, and you have to try and, maybe eat more fruits and vegetables. That is true for people who have to stay away from sugar, maybe have to have some alternative sweeteners. You want to be mindful of that. So the first thing is that you write down things that you know how to cook and that you like. Maybe you don't feel like it. So I'm going to start. We're going to do this as a note. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'll tell you what I have on it too for those of us who are just listening. Okay. So let's work together on this one. What do you have for breakfast every day, Liz?
Kind of depends on the day. Like, my work days, I like to get at Aldi's, the mini muffins.
Oh, okay, mini muffins.
Ooh, those are good.
Okay. What about you, Melissa? What do you like?
Cheerios.
Cereal. Any specific kind?
Cheerios, oats in my Cheerios, regular.
Oh, okay.
I don't pour milk in my cereal because I'm just too picky about milk in my Cheerios.
I got that. So you may also put down, for those of us who do like milk in our cereal, you may want to write down what kind of milk you like. So for me in my house, I can't eat too much dairy. So I'm going to write down almond milk. But if you like, that's what you say?
Too was my cereal.
You like that with your cereal? It's pretty good. But if you know that, maybe you like whole milk, maybe you like skim milk or whatever, you like a certain type, or maybe you don't like almond milk and you like oat milk, write it down. And that will be something that you can know to get. Okay. Paul, what do you eat for breakfast?
Either cereal like Cheerios or Pop Tarts or
Okay, what kind of Pop-Tarts?
usually the cinnamon kind.
A lot of people like that.
Mm.
And how do you spell cinnamon? It'll autocorrect it. Is that big enough for you guys can see, or is it small?
I can see it kind of.
It's
It's a
smaller.
little small, isn't it? Let's make it bigger.
Yeah.
It's our
There you
list.
go.
You can make it as big as you want. Awesome.
Perfect.
Okay. Let's see. We said Liz, Melissa, Paul, Marie. What do you have for breakfast?
Gorilla Munch cereal and oat milk or oatmeal. I like oatmeal.
See, that's what I like for breakfast. I like oatmeal.
Sugar is my favorite oatmeal.
Oh, I do my own. I do it with a little bit of peanut butter and some sort of fruit. I usually do blueberries.
Nice.
So that's what I like. What do you eat for breakfast, Jordan?
Eggs.
You like eggs? Okay. All right. So you want to think about what you're having. Now, if you look at our list, this is kind of a little bit of a bad example almost because it's like, this is like enough breakfast for many, many weeks. So you may want to think of one or two of these things. So if you want to have mini muffins, I would say pick out another thing that you would also like to have with it. Or if you're cool with eating mini muffins every day, then that works. You just want to make sure you have enough for a whole week. And so on the box, you'll see this has 4 packages of mini muffins. Okay, to get through a week, I'm probably going to need to get 2 packages. Great. You just want to make sure that you're not running out like 2 days later, because then you might get kind of annoyed and run
usually
to the store again.
just work days for me with the mini muffins. That's my work days because they're quicker.
Yeah.
So I don't have time in them. Usually during my days off, I'm not really hungry in the morning that much. Then once I start getting hungry, then I eat like maybe cereal, or it depends what time it is, and it's lunch, you know.
Right. Yeah,
Yep.
you might skip breakfast. And then you think of your lunch options. Okay, I have a lot of salad with my lunch. So I have salad. I want to get enough for a whole week. And I'll probably either have sandwich or a wrap. Sometimes I'll bring leftovers. So I usually only pick like we have a lot of leftovers because in my house there's only 2 people. So we always cook just a little bit too much. So it could be lunch. So for lunch I'm packing salads. I'll get us some bread. And then whatever you like on a sandwich. I'm a big turkey person. Turkey. So you're gonna want to make sure you have. What about you guys? Liz, what do you like for lunch?
Well, got depends if we have leftovers. I do that a lot.
Me too.
Leave leftovers, and yeah, you put salad. Well, yeah, we do salads a lot. We sandwiches. You know, it's
Yeah. Sometimes I'll keep a couple things in the pantry, that I can, if I want to change it up, some tuna or soup, things like that I could bring in, make at work. Usually not something that's going to take a long time,
Yep.
What about you, Melissa?
I make peanut butter sandwich on white bread.
Okay.
Ooh, I like peanut butter sandwiches. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tasty. What about you, Paul? What do you eat for lunch?
Usually salads or sandwiches.
Okay, we've got all that stuff on our list. What kind of sandwiches? I've got stuff for turkey sandwiches. What do you
I can
like?
have it. Turkey or ham, yeah, usually.
Okay. So keep that in mind. If you have So if I get a half a pound of turkey, that's enough for 2 people for about a couple of sandwiches throughout the week. So that's enough for my house. I don't eat sandwiches every day, but you want to be mindful. You know, if you have 4 people in your house, you're going to need more lunch meat. If you only have 2 people in your house, you might keep that in mind. So think about how much you eat. What's nice, if you buy the prepackaged lunch meat, it'll kind of give you an idea of serving size. Okay, it'll say there are 5 servings. A serving size is 2 slices of lunch meat. Okay, well then that gives you an idea of how many lunches that'll give you. So you can see, you're going to start to see there's a little bit of math that might go into it. So you might have to think about how much you need. And you'll know what your household needs, you know. Do you need 6 packages of salami? Probably not. You would need a lot of people to eat that before it goes bad. What about you, Jordan? What do you have for lunch?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, if there's leftovers, I'll eat that or make a sandwich.
So far on our list, we've got, for lunch options, we've got salad, we've got bread, we've got turkey and ham. Do you need any other sandwich goods? You need
Yeah.
some cheese?
What about mayonnaise and mustard?
Oh yeah, if you don't have mayonnaise and mustard, you're gonna have a dry sandwich. Let's
Yep.
see.
Oh.
Let's see. Auto-correct. 2 N's. Who knew? And mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Okay. That seems like a pretty good amount. Now, keep in mind, though, if you're buying your salad, you know, 1 pack may last you only like 2 days or something, depending on how much salad you have. If you're planning on having salad for every day of the week, you may need to buy more than 1 package. So think about how much you're.
Salad, though, like to think about. You just made me think when you said last. I realize that some of these things have expiration dates, so you want to make sure you're not buying like some more than you can handle.
Right. And you bring up a good point. You may, depending on your salad, you may have to put it in another container with some paper towels to help keep it fresh. And you may not open every package.
We have the what do you call it? The pre-wash. It's in a big container. You get it at Aldi's.
Yeah.
It seals back up, if you guys know what I'm talking about.
That's a good one. I like that one because it's big. But I will tell you, I do typically put some paper towels on top, because that way if there's moisture from the lid, then it won't make it get slimy.
Very good idea.
There you go. Good tip from me to you.
Yep. That's a good tip.
What do you cook for dinner? All right, we need dinners for every day of the week, right? This is where it starts to get kind of tricky. Lunch, easy. Breakfast, easy. How do you know what to cook?
Yep.
So there's a couple of ways that you do this, okay? So first, I just think of everything that I have. And like first I look in my pantry, I say, okay, what do I have that I want to use up? So if I've got rice-a-roni, you know, those rice dinner things. Well, I don't want to eat that every day this week, but I'll eat it with one of my meals. So I put it down and I say, don't buy, but I'm just planning, okay? What do you want with your rice-a-roni? You know those rice dishes, you know, they've got the chicken flavored one or all that. Do you know what I mean when I say rice-a-roni?
Oh yeah, we package like that with chicken.
The rice mixed with pepperoni when you say that.
Yeah, that's like a name brand is rice-a-roni, but they have like that rice with the seasoning. Sometimes they'll call it rice pilaf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had that one night with our we get the chicken flavor when we have a chicken.
Nice. So yeah, that's a good point. Now, do you have chicken? Will you need to buy your chicken, or do you have enough in your freezer or fridge? You got to think about that. So I do.
Depends which ones we get. We don't get. Sometimes we do chicken thighs in the crock pot a lot, and
Crock pot. That's a good one.
we got a pork roast in the crock pot right now for dinner. So.
Ooh.
That'll be yummy.
Yeah.
So you want to think of enough dinners. So rice-a-roni, chicken, okay. You might want to get a vegetable in there. So either you're going to have some of your salad or maybe, I don't know, green beans, if that's what you like. So you want to write that down, and you want to write down what you want to buy. So you always are going to want to think of what's available for the season, right? That's a good way of grocery shopping here.
Yeah, it's been zucchini season, so we'll be eating a lot of zucchini.
Right.
Our favorite is the
Right.
the casserole. Is one of our favorite dishes we've been making.
Ooh.
So this, I follow guides like this. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. So on the screen, it says what is in each season, okay? So right now we're going into autumn. We're finishing up summer and we're going into autumn. So you want to think of what's available in each season. Oh, it's kind of hard to read. Let me see if I can zoom in.
No, I mean I still have our list up. We don't.
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so like right now we're going from summer into autumn. So you want to think of vegetables that are like mushrooms, lettuce. It says marrow, that's actually zucchini, but this is from the UK, so that's what they call it. Okay, pumpkin, rocket, that's arugula, that's a type of lettuce, squash, corn.
Yum, corn.
So you want to
Ooh.
think of what's available. Brussels sprouts, okay, that's something that it's like, okay, that's what's going to be cheapest at the grocery store. That's why we go with what is in season, because that's what's fresh. So are you going to want to have something that's really hard to grow that time of year, that maybe like oranges? Oranges might be a higher cost in the wintertime because they have to ship them from a warmer place like Florida. They may have to ship them even from South America.
Yeah, even that
Wow.
too.
Yeah, so it can be pretty far. So that's why sometimes you see apples are only 69 cents a pound, and at other times of the year they might be $2.69 a pound. Okay, that's a big difference. You know, you want to be able to save yourself some money. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we think about when we do that. So I always write down, like I said, we want to look at, okay, pulling back up our grocery list. What do I have? Okay, I've got a lot of beans. Okay, I got so many black beans, so I gotta do something with black beans. Okay.
Corn and bean salsa. We make that a lot.
Bean salsa?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was cilantro. It's one of our favorite side dishes we make all the time.
Oh,
Sounds good.
you gotta give me your recipe. That sounds yummy. So I'll write that down. Bean salsa. But what could you have with your bean salsa? We can't just eat salsa. That's too much.
It's very too much, Ashley.
Yeah, you can't just drink salsa. But maybe you can have your bean salsa with some tacos.
Ooh, yeah, tacos.
Yeah, so think of what you need with that. So if you're making tacos, that's another one. Answer me this. Are we making chicken tacos or are we making beef or pork tacos?
Like, I would like making chicken tacos.
Chicken tacos. Okay, so I'm seeing chicken twice. We got to make sure we have enough chicken. I eat a lot of chicken in my house. That's my favorite meat.
We use ground turkey.
Oh, ground turkey.
Turkey's good.
Instead of beef. We do
Yeah.
a lot of turkey and chicken base in this house.
You know, I'm going to be using ground chicken to make turkey, my famous recipe that's on YouTube now. But yeah, we have a YouTube channel. Make sure you like our YouTube channel, because then that way you can see our videos.
Okay.
Okay. So
Oh,
we're going to use Liz's bean salsa. Liz, do you already have your bean salsa, or are we going to make it? Do we need to know what ingredients we need?
We use, well, you know, you say it was corn season. It's best like fresh corn off the cob. We do that. Then black beans and cilantro with lime juice, and that's the recipe.
Oh, I know what you mean. Some people call that cowboy caviar.
Yeah, that's what my mom calls it. Yes.
I've heard that. Yeah. Okay. Do you already have that made, or do we need all the supplies?
That's when mom usually checks the cupboard.
Oh, okay. So let's pretend like we need everything.
How
So
we
you
plan
need,
too. We see like what we have. Then if we need this, that, you know.
I got it. Okay. So we'll need, I'm going to make a second line. Need corn. We have the oil. We got lemon or lime juice. You got your beans. Do you put avocado in yours? I do in mine.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Mm.
Me, I don't care for the avocado part, but mom does some once in a while. Yeah.
Okay, so I said maybe. Maybe it depends on the price of it. Okay, so we got 2 dinners down. Okay, what else? What else are we doing? Okay.
Mhm.
Chili, because it's
Chili.
cold.
Okay. Do
Chili's
you do
really
yours
delicious.
with turkey, or do you do yours with beef?
I do mine with beef. I've
Okay.
done it with turkey, but I really prefer it with beef. But I do
Hamburger
the
meat.
93% lean, and then I drain the rest of the grease out of it.
Okay. So we got that. What else do you put in your chili?
Tomato
Diced
sauce,
tomatoes.
diced tomatoes.
Tomato
Yep.
sauce.
Yep. You keep going. What
Kidney
else?
beans. The
Kidney
red
beans.
kidney beans.
Yep.
Black beans.
Yep. You can put black beans in it.
Maybe you want both.
Yep.
Well, we know we got black beans. We got a lot of those in the pantry. I'm pretending. So I'm putting on there, don't buy, but I'm just remembering my recipe. Jordan, what we're doing is we're writing down ingredients. So I know you can't see, but we're writing down, because this is what you have to do when you're grocery shopping. You have to think about what you're making and everything that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you put corn in there or anything else that you can think of?
I have put corn in mine, but I don't do it all the time. But you can put corn in it. It's very good with corn.
Okay. Well, then I'm
Depends
hearing
how much
that we
you
got
like
Bell
corn.
peppers too.
corn,
Yep. And you can put
peppers.
pepper.
I'm gonna make chili this week, but I do mine with ground turkey. That's okay.
Okay.
Onions.
Onion, yeah, you're right. So you want to look in your pantry. Okay, do I have onions? If you do, don't buy.
Onion.
You want to use up what you got.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see. That's a dinner. And that's a dinner. I'm putting a bullet point, a little dot next to each one. That's what they call it when we are doing that. Why? So you can organize it.
We can't we, Ashley?
Yeah, because then you want to know what you're buying at the grocery.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you can't think of anything? You're like, oh, I'm sick of all my favorites. How do you think of new ideas?
You
Go
could
on.
buy
A lot of
like-
stuff we just look around and see what's on sale when it comes to meats.
Okay, that's
And
a
then,
good
like,
idea.
Like, oh, that sounds good. You know,
That's true. You know, I was at Handy Foods and they had a good deal on spicy Italian sausage. So I'm going to make that this week. Okay, so I've got my sausage because it was. Do you have pasta in your pantry, or are you out?
I have it in my pantry, Ashley.
Perfect. So pasta, don't buy. Do you have sauce in your pantry?
Let me think. Downstairs, I have tomato sauce, a can of tomato sauce,
Perfect.
ragu, and everything.
Don't buy it then. Unless it's on sale. So here's the thing when we're talking about grocery shopping. If there's something that you know you're going to use that's going to last a good long time in your pantry, or like condiments like mayo, mustard, if there's a good deal on it, you can buy it ahead of time. And that's one of my tips. Things that you know you're going to use. Do you need to buy 20 of them? No. Do you even need to buy 6 of them? That might be too much. But if you can get a couple, that'll be helpful. You're always going to wear deodorant, and you're always going to need light bulbs in your house, right? Like that's something that you need. So it's good that if you happen to be at the store and they have a good deal on it, and like, because sometimes they'll have it for like half off, sometimes even, buy it. But do you want to buy 20 bags of avocados? No.
Nope.
Unless you're going to a party and you got to make a bunch of guacamole, don't buy it. Things that are going to spoil, you don't need to be buying tons of quantities of it. But you can even like things like apples. Apples have a pretty long shelf life. So you can even, if you can, potatoes last a pretty good time. Maybe a month, would you say? So, you know, maybe you can get some of those. But do you want to get 5 bags of potatoes and you live by yourself? Oh, that's too many potatoes.
It is too many potatoes.
So that's my tip, is that if things are on sale, or if you know you're going to run out of them somewhat soon, buy it ahead of time, because you know you don't want to go to work and be out of deodorant. That would be gross.
Oh, you're talking about apples, like, yeah. At some point, our apple tree might be ready soon. I'm not sure yet.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to show you.
When the squirrel's been stealing them.
Oh no.
So you make a good point. If you are growing vegetables or fruits, think of foods that you can use with those things. Like if you're growing zucchinis and you got a lot of zucchini, girl, use that zucchini, right?
Yeah.
You want to use up what you have. What?
We get a lot of zucchini in our garden. So.
Yeah. My mom and dad, my siblings are all away. They are in college or they have their own homes. Like I live on my own. And so, but they grew a bunch of tomatoes and they can't use it all. What did I do last week? Made a sauce and froze it. Okay. Because they couldn't use it all. They said, Ashley, we have too many tomatoes. They're going to go rotten. Okay. I didn't feel like having pasta last week, but I made it on a Saturday. So I'm going to show you my favorite way to look at think of things I want to cook for dinner. In Pinterest, you know, what they say about Pinterest. Sometimes you got to be careful. Sometimes things can be kind of not what you're thinking. Mm-hmm. But Pinterest, I like it because it shows you a lot of pictures and you kind of get an idea of if you might like it or not. So this is what I do a lot. I honestly type this in. So you can see right here, this says healthy dinner. Okay, you could do healthy dinner.
Can't see it, Ashley.
What?
We can't see it.
Oh, you can't?
No.
You can't see this?
We just see the list.
We just see the list.
I gotta be specific when I share. I forget that. Okay, so we're on Pinterest. This is Pinterest.com, and it's a way of organizing things that you like to see. So if you haven't used
There it
this,
is.
who's used it before?
Me.
You've used it. Has anyone not used it?
I don't think I've really used it that much, if at all. I don't think.
Okay. So I use it because it's a nice way of organizing things. Okay. Like I have all sorts of boards that I can look at. Okay, well, I look at this and it gives me good ideas. Jordan, I know that you and I use this when we were meal planning.
Mm-hmm.
But look,
Oh,
it gives you
okay.
so many ideas. Okay, you think of what sounds delicious to you. Now, you can always substitute things just like I tell you in the videos. If you are allergic to shrimp, don't make a shrimp boil, but maybe you can do the same stuff with chicken or with something else, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But you take a look and you see, okay, what sounds tasty? Okay, well, man, I've always wanted to make honey garlic chicken. That sounds like something I would want to get at House of Hunan or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, House of Hunan is good Chinese food in Peru.
Yeah,
It is
you're
good.
right. It's
I like
pretty
that.
tasty, but okay,
I like that.
I might think that Chinese food, oh, that might be too difficult. I've never made that, but I look at what's on there. Okay, what do I have? I've got chicken breasts. I've got garlic powder. Yep, I have that in my pantry. Green onions. Nope, I don't have that. Do I want it for a topping? Think about that. Do you want it or not really? Same thing with sesame seeds. Would it taste good? Sure. But if you don't really care, then you don't care. You know, you can always make substitutions. So you think of what you want to cook. So, and when you click on the picture, like this, it'll take you to the person's website. Are you seeing this?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I am too.
Okay. So this person, the nice thing about blog posts is that they will tell you how to make it. And you can either hit print. A lot of times they'll have that so you can, if you like it, you can print it up, or if that's easier to follow. Or you can also hit jump to recipe. Jump. I don't want to hear. Sometimes they'll tell you a story or show you a bunch of pictures. That's one of the jokes about Pinterest. People say, well, that someone will tell you their life story. They'll say, oh, and I made honey chicken for the first time, and I was having a dream, and oh my gosh, they'll give you this long story, and you get out of here. I just want to learn about your recipe. Sometimes you want to hear their story, but sometimes it's like long story, too much information. So you think about it and you look at it and say, okay, you read the steps. Okay, I can heat up the oven. I know how to do that. I'm going to be coating things. I really hate coating things. I hate when I have to cover it in eggs and breadcrumbs. I just find that annoying. Okay, forget it. We're not making this. Or if you don't care, then you can, and you want to make it, then you look at how to do it. But you get kind of an idea. So you can see that this is something that will take some time. It will. It'll take a little bit of time. I don't plan to go grocery shopping. I don't make my list and then go grocery shopping. I plan it maybe on Saturday when I have time to think about it. And then I maybe go grocery shopping on Wednesday or something when I have some time. That way I can think about it. Okay, do I need to get anything extra? We can't make a latte. That's not dinner, but you look at it and you think of things that might sound tasty. Another thing that you could do remember our friends at U of I? How they've done cooking classes with us?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna share this. New share.
Eat, move, and save.
That's right. So U of I, they have all sorts of delicious recipes that are also going to be a little bit healthier and honestly on the easier side. So, and these are U of I extension. You remember Sherry and Tina. They've taught us some really good recipes. So I use their site too when I'm trying to think of something. If I can't decide on what to cook. Tortilla
I don't know if they're
cups.
still doing it or not.
Right now they're not meeting in person, but they are making some videos.
They are.
Yeah. Have you gotten to see any of them or no?
Mm-mm. I have not.
They do some good stuff. Marie, their space is in downtown LaSalle on First
Okay.
Street. And they have a full kitchen that is fully accessible.
Wow.
So, and they've hosted
Wow.
cooking classes so that way everyone can come in, even if they use a wheelchair,
Nice.
and they can reach the countertops and be a part of the classes.
Nice. Okay.
So,
And this recipe is, I mean, this site is U of I extension recipes, right?
yes, I typed in, I can send
Oh,
this
yeah.
in the chat
Fine.
if this is something you would like.
Or is it over there?
Here.
I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
easy recipes, just so everybody knows. When I cook, I don't like difficult things. I am not specifically a wonderful cook and I don't specifically like it. And so for me, I like all the easy recipes. So I do a lot of sheet pan meals. And
Mhm.
I love sheet pan meals because simple and you can cook all in one thing and it's boom done. You got your whatever it is, your meat or your shrimp or fish, and then you've got your vegetable, you got a potato, and it's good to go.
You bring up a good point. Okay, let's see. I'm back on our document. Okay, so we're gonna do a sheet pan dinner. So what are you roasting this week, Maria? I'm doing Brussels sprouts.
Ooh, there you go. That's a good one.
Because they're in season.
They're in season. Yep. I love shrimp and my family likes, I mean, I'll do basically anything, salmon, shrimp, chicken. I've even done beef.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with chicken.
You said let's go with shrimp or chicken?
Yeah, no, let's do shrimp because we got a lot of chicken. I don't want all that chicken food for the whole week. We got
That's
chicken
true.
every meal. Let's do some shrimp.
So if you're doing a sheet pan, you may have to cook your shrimp a little bit later. Like take your Brussels sprouts out because you'll think of, if you're doing Brussels sprouts, they cook for in about 35 or so minutes in the oven. And shrimp cooks faster, but you can
like 15 minutes. Boom,
right,
done.
so you'll have to set your timers, but that's pretty easy. So I already have my seasonings. I need shrimp, and let's add some potatoes. We already have potatoes in our pantry, so potatoes, don't buy. Okay, so let's count our dots. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Okay. Does anyone think that you're going to be having extra of one thing and maybe you're going to have a leftover day? I think you're going to have at least one leftover day. Okay. And
Leftover day or can day. We have a can day sometimes.
oh, you do a can day. Okay, yeah.
That's a good idea.
Can of soup, chili, all that stuff.
Yeah. So that's pretty good. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's a full week. So you know what you want. The last thing is you want to think of any extra stuff. So I'm going to put a snack category.
Ooh.
Snacks and house supplies. So this is a good time that if you need some dish soap or garbage bags, think on that. So what do I need around my house? What do you guys need?
Toilet paper. Toilet paper.
Oh, always, right?
Yeah.
Always, yeah.
Hand sanitizer and hand soap.
Hand sanitizer, hand soap.
Mhm.
Let's do house size. Let's do them separate. We don't want you eating your hand sanitizer. That's pretty gross.
Yeah.
Gross. Okay.
Body wash.
Oh, yeah. You got to get body wash. What about shampoo? Does anyone need shampoo?
I do.
We need conditioner.
Shampoo. Okay. And that's again, these things that are in house supplies, sometimes they have really good deals on it. One time I was even at Walgreens and they had toilet paper that's normally $8.99. It was a big pack for only $5.99. Okay, I got 2 of them and I put them in my closet. If you can get it, something you use all the time that won't go bad, do it. You're going to want to get it ahead of time before you run out, because you don't want to be in the shower and, oh, I'm out of shampoo.
That would be a bummer.
So with your snacks too, you also want to think of those other things that you have with it, your lunch too. So maybe that's also your fruits. I don't have a full dinner of fruit, but I'll munch on it as a snack. So you think about it. Oh, you know, I like bananas. What about you guys?
Watermelon.
Watermelon. Okay. What else?
Grapes.
Grapes is good.
What did you say, Liz?
Cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe.
That's
So you want to look at it, and in my house we eat a lot of fruit. So I typically get one bigger thing of fruit, and I get maybe 2 smaller things like berries or something. You want to get, sometimes we all get on health kicks, right? And we just, oh, I'm going to eat so healthy. I'm going to get all this carrots. I'm going to get all these extra things. I'm going to get all these different vegetables. You want to be still realistic about what you will and what you won't eat, right?
No, our problem is we try to plan something, then it's like, well, it's like, oh, I don't feel like cooking, then we go out or you know.
Right. So that's where your leftover day or canned day or your takeout day comes in. And so if you notice that sometimes things, you know, I'm just not going to cook it this week. Almost everything that's on our list that's fresh is something that we can freeze. You know, diced tomatoes, that's usually in a can, that'll save. Kidney beans, that'll be saved. But corn, you know, maybe you can cook it and freeze it. Peppers, cook it and freeze it, or use it in something else, like your salads or something.
No, Mom doesn't like doing that because my grandma used to do that, so it kind of took her off. She doesn't like frozen stuff, you know.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying, if you know that you're not going to use it right away, like if you bought fresh chicken and I've got a ton left and I'm not going to use it, that you should freeze it, or, you know, think about that before you buy it, or if you have it and you don't want it to go bad, you can put it in the freezer. But that's the important thing about freezers. You can't thaw something, take it out and let it melt and then freeze it, and then once you put it in the freezer, you got to either use it the next time or toss it. It's not good for the food to keep thawing it out. Okay. Other tips that we have when we're thinking about stuff for grocery shopping. For some people, they want to organize it by categories, like kind of like how we're doing, where it's fruits, whatever. Some people actually organize their grocery list by what goes where rather than the meals that they're having. So if that's you, you may need to make one list and then make another list of, okay, I need to make sure that that all my produce is in one section and all my meat's in another section. You know, you want to think about what you have and where you're putting it. We all think a little differently, so you want to think about what works for you. And just like how Liz showed us, you want to kind of almost Train your house. If you have a list up and someone else in your household thinks, hey, the scale in the bathroom is out of battery, so I can't really use it. Get this type of battery. Great. If you have it on a list where everyone can see it, then as soon as they think of something, they can put it on the list. Same thing with you, you know. The other thing is that if you go and you forget a list, what happens then?
And
I
that's
know.
That
Lost.
happens sometimes. Marie, so you were telling me, what do you do in that time? Okay.
Well, that's not a good place to be in. I'm going to tell you why, because this has happened to me many times over, is that I forget my list, and then I go to the store and I'm trying to remember what's on the list, but it's like impossible to remember everything, right? So then you just start buying stuff because you don't actually really know what you need, and you don't have your list because it's at home on the kitchen counter. So I buy stuff that I don't need. I've done that many times, and then ultimately you end up spending more money, you know, which is
Yeah.
no good. My other big dilemma is when you go to the store hungry.
Okay.
So I never go to the well, I shouldn't say never. I really try hard to not go to the store hungry.
It's
Because
true.
what happens? Yep, what happens when you go to the grocery store hungry? Does anybody know?
I
We
know.
at home here.
What?
Say it again.
Shop.
I didn't catch it, sorry.
Oh, generally we overshop when we go home when we're there when
Yeah.
we're hungry.
Yep. Were you going to say something else, Melissa? Or is that what you were going to say?
No child hunger around the world.
Yes.
Provides Food Network provides them to eat healthy foods and vegetables, fruits and vegetables around the
Well, that's a nice
world.
program.
Yep. Fruits and vegetables.
Right. So you want to think about that, because I know when I go to the grocery store hungry, a lot of times I don't stick to things I want to be buying, you know.
Yep.
It's okay to buy a snack or two, like, okay, we're writing down our list, okay. It's okay to put down some things, like maybe a bag of chips, but you want to think about how food makes you feel, you know, and what works for your body. So I know that if I buy too many chips, my belly hurts. I don't really feel good.
Yep.
If I have
Yeah.
too much sugar, I don't really feel good. I feel kind of sleepy. So, you know, you got to think of what works for your body and what makes you feel good when you're grocery shopping. And the reality is that sometimes when we're so hungry, we get just, oh, you know what I can go for? I could eat some cheese. Oh, I want to get this hummus. Oh, I want to get these brownies. They look so good. You get all this junk food that you may not need. Well, hummus isn't junk food, but you know, like you may buy more than what you need.
Yep.
And that
For
could
sure.
be expensive, and it could be wasteful. Like if I'm hungry, I love hummus. So I might buy the big family size one. I am one person. The amount of times I actually eat a whole thing of big family size hummus, that's a really special week. It's not every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just doesn't work. So you want to be mindful of that. So, you know, even after you've had your dinner or your lunch, you know, if you're shopping on a weekend, if you're working or your day off, you know, you may want to have had a meal already, or even just a snack, something that's going to stick with you where you won't necessarily buy all those extra things. You may not also want to shop if you're stressed out for the same reasons. You know, for some of us, some people use snack foods as a way of de-stressing. If you're really stressed out and you maybe have a lot of things that you need to finish for work, or maybe you had a fight or something with your mom or something, that may not be the best time to go grocery shopping. You might buy some Oreos, some ice cream. Oh, you might get all that stuff you don't normally eat. That may not feel so good. So.
No.
Nope. So that's just a quick tip. The other way that you can actually make sure you stay on budget is, again, to really think about what you need. Do I like to drink these fizzy waters? Yes.
Yeah.
But can they kind of cost a lot if I buy a ton of them and I have one every day, and that could add up. Same thing with soda, it can add up. So you want to be mindful. When I say mindful, you want to think about what your budget is. So when you're planning your grocery list too, sometimes you can't just buy whatever you want. Sometimes you actually have to think about how much money you have and actually add it up. So, and my best suggestion is for that is to use a calculator. So I see right now we have a lot of things in the breakfast option. Do we need to buy all of these? No. No, I really think I'm only going to use a little bit of something. I'm really only going to eat mini muffins and oatmeal. Okay, all of this stuff, I don't want to be wasteful. Bye-bye. So you got to think about, I deleted too much. So you got to think about what you need, right? And you think about how much things cost. If your mini muffins, if they cost $4 and you get that times 2, see, I told you this is going to lead into some math. So you may need a helper, right?
Well, mine, I got all these. They come in a box, and there's like 5 packages.
Oh, okay.
Small packages. So.
Do you remember about how much that is?
I think they're somewhere around like $2.50. I only know this because I buy the same ones for my daughter. She loves them mini muffins.
Okay.
They're $2.50 a box, something.
Okay, so that's not as much as I thought. Aldi's good for that. Okay, a big thing of oatmeal, that's about $2 or so. So peanut butter. Now you don't always have it, so you may want to think about, do I need it? Because peanut butter lasts a long time.
It really does live a long time.
So you don't always need to buy peanut butter every single week. This week we do, and it's about, I'm going to say $2. Now blueberries, they're out of season this week. They're not making the cut. I'm going to add one of my other fruits from the bottom of the list. Because I'll get them if they're $1.99. But if they're like $4, because blueberries are one of those things that can be really expensive, you got to look at your budget. And sometimes you cross things off. So you think of your salad, that big box at Aldi is about $5. Or if you're somewhere else, it might be, if you got two smaller packages, it might also be about $5. So you think about that. You just want to add it up. We don't have to necessarily add everything up, but you want to think about that. And for me, if I'm a bit more stretched that week, you can either add it up as you go, or you think of other places where you may be able to, take away some of that cost. Sometimes we do go to the food pantry, or, last week, my boss, Sarah, grew a ton of tomatoes too. So she brought a bunch of tomatoes to work. Okay, well, that's something I don't need to buy. So think of ways where you can cut it down if you have a really tight budget, and food pantries are a great way to do that. Okay. Another good way is with the mobile meals program that we have here at IVCIL. If you live in LaSalle, Peru, and Oglesby, you can get 2 meals for $4 a day. So, and that's going to be, if that's 5 days out of the week, that's $20. So that may seem like a lot, but if that's going to cover most of your meals, $20 a week is not bad. So you guys,
not bad at all.
No, so that's a program for people who live in LaSalle, Peru, and Oglesby. there is also voluntary action if you live outside of that area. So, you know, when you are really kind of stuck on a budget and you don't have a ton of money to work with, maybe sometimes there's been weeks people only had $40 to work with. Okay, you're going to want to, instead of starting at the store, you would start at the pantry, or you would start at, you know, sometimes there's the pantry at church or mobile meals. You think of, okay, I've got those meals covered, and you work your way backwards. So I hope that's not too confusing, because sometimes the food pantry may have a lot of those shelf-stable things, and you wouldn't even have to buy it. Let's see. Okay, bread is how much? $2? I'm a bread. I like the bread with lots and lots of seeds in it. So I've got, my bread's $4. I'm real expensive. So you got to think about that, and let's add it all up. Okay. $3. Okay, ham, maybe $3. It depends on how much you're buying. I'm thinking of Aldi prices, but if you're shopping at Walmart or something, that could be like $8 a pound or more. You know, you got to think about where you're shopping and what works for your budget. Aldi is pretty good at keeping the cost pretty low.
We
Now,
shop
mayonnaise
at
and
Aldi's all the
mustard.
time.
What'd you say?
We shop Aldi's like all the time.
Yep, that's us too.
Yeah.
We shop at Aldi's for almost everything. Sometimes there's just a couple of things like they don't have the shampoo I like. You know, there's a couple of things that I get at like Kroger or Hy-Vee.
We got certain things we like at Aldi's, at Hy-Vee, or we like the chicken strips up at Walmart. Those are special treat. You know, it's
Oh, nice. You bring a good point. You know, sometimes you will be at those special places, and you can get them sometimes. If you're every week buying chicken strips, that might get kind of expensive, right?
Yes, for sure.
Probably. I know. Sometimes I have things that I really like that frozen pizza. Okay, do I need it every week? No, I don't.
Or buy it when it's on sale.
Gotta buy it when it's on sale.
we just
Yep.
had an Aldi's pizza yesterday. So.
Oh yeah, see,
What?
that's a good thing. Okay, so we got 2 things with chicken. So guess what? We only need to buy 1 big bag of chicken. That is $6. So that's, I'm gonna highlight that because I don't need to think about it anymore. Boom. And the bean salsa, you got everything. Wait, no, I don't. No, I highlighted everything.
Oh.
Okay, green beans. Again, it's one of those things that if it's wintertime, you're not going to want to buy fresh green beans. They might be like $4 a pound. That's too
Yep.
much
That's
for some
too
of
much.
us. You know, maybe only a special occasion. If you can get it frozen, it might only be $1. So you got to think about what you're working with. Avocados. Some weeks you have avocados and they're $2 an avocado. That's not the week to put it in your salsa. So you got to think about what is available. Who has questions
Mom
about
just
that?
buys one.
What'd you say?
Usually my mom, she just buys one avocado. And it's
Right. Well, if you have it, you know, it's okay. You know, if you want to get it a little bit, that
so it doesn't, so nothing goes to waste. We buy just one, you know.
right. And you know that you bring up a good point too. Maybe you're having a week where you're just like, I really would like some avocado, and maybe it is a little bit more expensive. Well, maybe that's not the week to get a watermelon or some of those more expensive things. Maybe you don't need hand sanitizer that week. You look around and, okay, I don't actually need to get, I can take something else off my list. So you want to kind of be thinking about that. And like I said, sometimes you will need a buddy or to think about it. I have someone else, my partner who lives with me. I say, take a look at this list. Am I forgetting anything? So it's a good idea to have a second set of eyes, whether you could do the math and add everything up, or even if you can't, you know, whatever works. Who has any questions? Is this making sense as I'm adding in prices?
Me.
You have a question. Tell me your question. Do you have a question, Jordan?
No.
Oh, no. Okay, got it.
I have a question, Ashley.
Tell me, what's your question?
If I buy too much avocados or tomatoes in the grocery store at the supermarket, then I'm not making the right choice.
Right.
Mhm.
Now, don't be too hard on yourself. We've all done it, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
We have.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. But sometimes things like, you know, you think you got to get a little creative. If you did buy a little too much avocado, you either think of ways that you can use it when it's fresh, or if it's about to go bad, and you know avocado is going to go bad if it starts getting a little too soft. If it starts to feel like how this part of your hand is and it's starting to feel really squishy, you've probably got one more day. And if it's too brown when you cut it open, don't use it. But if it starts to feel soft like this part of your hand, then you think, I got one day and I got to throw it out. But if it's still okay, you can actually put it in the freezer and you can make like smoothies out of it.
Mhm.
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 You might even be able to make like some guacamole later on after you've let it thaw. So think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Your
Mm-hmm.
freezer is one of your best tools for things like that. It's also a good way to save on meat. You know, if
Mhm.
they
Yep.
had a good deal at Aldi on ground beef, it was a frozen tube. It was about almost half the price of the fresh one. All right. That's the one you're going to want to maybe choose. If you really prefer the fresh, then you may have to, then that's okay. But, you know, if you can make cuts on things that you don't really mind, do it, right?
Yes, do it right away, Ashley.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to add in everything. Diced tomatoes, I'm not using fresh. Maybe I'm out of fresh and I don't want to spend the money because you can get it for 50 cents at Aldi. 50 cents. Okay, so that's a little bit cheaper. Don't buy. Now peppers, that's another one of those examples. You got to think of what's on sale. If you're getting the multicolored peppers, they may cost more money and they may be like $4 for 3 peppers, but sometimes it's only $1 a pound for the green ones. Well, if you don't mind the green ones, some people like them and some people think they're too bitter. If you like them, then get the cheaper one, even if it's not as pretty, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to add this up? I can keep putting in prices. Or do you get the point?
We get the point.
You get the point. Okay, we don't have to add it up. But you see, you want to start thinking about it. I did want to tell you too, the other thing that you can do to be creative about cost, this has saved me a lot of money. Okay, there's an app on my phone and it's called Flip. F-L-I-P-P, okay? Flip app gives you the ad so you can see what's on sale at each store.
Oh.
And if you wanted to find something specific, like maybe what's something you only need to buy sometimes?
No, that's a bad example.
What did you say?
Said bananas. That's a bad example.
For me, it was Swiffer cloths.
Oh.
So I'm going to type in Swiffer, okay? I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Okay. Hold it up, and it turns out there's a lot of different prices, so that's why this is a fun one. If you buy the whole one, the whole broom, it's $12 if you get it at Dollar General. And it could be up to $23 if you're getting it at Walgreens. Whoa! I don't want to go to Walgreens for that. If you're getting it, the vacuum one, it's $50 at Walgreens. Whoa! I don't want to spend $50.
No.
They
So
have a
it'll tell you on this app, you hit search and you type in what you're looking for, and it'll tell you who has the cheapest. Now, I do get that that is extra work, so you may not always want to do that, but sometimes it's worth it. Like, I only need to buy Christmas lights once a year. I found them for $2 at Farm and Fleet. Well, that's only 5 minutes from my house, so it was worth it for me to go to Farm and Fleet and get them instead of going to Menards where they were $8. See, that's a big difference. They were the same kind. They both had 100 count. Okay. You know, so it's some of those things that you got to keep in mind when you're shopping. But the Flip app, my mom told me about that. And she was so excited because she said, oh, you got to use that. And that is a great tip because then you can find if something's cheaper. Would it give you probably a headache to look at every single thing on your list and find out where it's cheapest? I mean, you could do it. You really could. But then that might mean that you're going to grocery shop into 5 different stores, and that might be too much.
Yeah, too much.
That might be too much. So you really just want to think of what works for you.
You were at IVCIL?
No, we're talking right now.
Oh,
Hi, Liz's mom. Cool. Who else? Does anyone else have any questions or any tips that they want to tell us about planning a grocery list or meal prep or sticking to their budget?
No.
No? Cool. What about you? Liz, do you have anything you want to add or have a question about?
We're about to go on vacation in a week or so, so it's like,
Oh,
we're renting a house up in Wisconsin, so we're trying to figure
Nice.
meals there.
nice.
So you bring up another good point. If you're going on a trip, don't buy a week or 10 days worth of food if you're going to be going away. No, because all your food's going to go bad.
Bad idea.
And
Bad
we're there.
idea.
It's like we're trying to figure out up there, you know.
Right, right.
But my grandmother, like, okay, we told her to make, you know, sandwiches for the trip or stuff like that.
Maybe some snacks or some drinks or something.
Yeah, we bought the pack of the mini, you know, the mini snack bags. A
That's
box
a
of
good
those.
tip. Yep, that's a good tip. Or like if something that's still kind of, you could kind of almost slurp it out, applesauce, you know. Sometimes this is a good time of year to get applesauce. It's usually pretty cheap because of all the apples. I'm always going to be about that budget. It's about, you got to save money, right? But that's exciting, Liz. What about you, Paul? Do you have any questions or do you have anything that you'd like to share?
Not really.
Okay. Jordan, do you have any questions or do you have anything you want to add?
No.
No? Okay. All right. And then Marie?
No,
All
I
right.
don't have any
Great.
questions.
The only other thing I would say is that the last thing I wrote on my list is if you can be creative, sometimes I like to challenge myself and just kind of like how Liz is. Oh, you touched on that with your canned dinner idea. I do a pantry night where, you know, it's not typically, it's not cans, but, you know, I think of meals that I can make almost inside my pantry, like ramen or macaroni or something like that, you know, try and use some of that stuff up because your pantry items can actually go bad. Yeah, so you want to be mindful. Okay, and I did want to acknowledge too that we are over on time. So I'm sorry if we went a little bit over. I hope I didn't keep you too late. And if you have any questions or if you wanted to see any examples of grocery lists, because sometimes online they even have pre-made lists, let me know and we can get that out to you. Okay?
Oh, and I have to say something
Okay.
to you, Ashley.
Please do. Tell me.
Guess what?
What?
My
Okay.
sister Emily is going to have a baby boy named
Oh,
Jackson Wyatt.
his name's going to be
Aw.
Wyatt?
His name is going to be Jackson Wyatt Jacobson.
Oh, wow. How cool. You're going to be an aunt. Is this your first time being an aunt?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, congratulations. I love being an aunt.
Yay!
Yay! I love it. Okay, there's one last thing I forgot I wanted to add. Every single adventurer, both those who are on the call today and everyone else who is not joining us today, is going to get a media release in the mail to send back, because if I'm making a video that has your face in it or that you're in, or same thing with pictures, you need to approve that. So in the releases we did last year, they're expired. So before I post this training, I want to get your approval. So I'm going to send that out tomorrow. And so keep an eye out for it and sign it and send it back if you're okay with us having your picture or your video shared in our media. And we only do this to like help other people out. Okay?
Okay.
Awesome. Great training. Woo! All right.
Thank you very much, Ashley.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How's AJ
Thanks,
been?
Ashley.
You're welcome. We'll talk again. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.